She did hear it? Okay.
I saw people nod, but I'm going to do it a little bit higher. Hold on. You can say hi.
Hi. Hi. Hi, my name is Jack. I'm 9 years old and this is my first year in 4-H. This talk will show you how I am more like you than different. This talk will show you how I am more like you than different. Because I have Down syndrome and autism, I experience things in a different way. I use this cool talker to communicate. I can understand what you say, but I am learning how to talk back to you. An example of this would be if you were learning to speak Spanish. Please read number 1.
And I'm going to read number 1 for you. It says, do you recognize these common Spanish words? Hola, uno, bueno, gracias, and adios.
You may recognize some Spanish words, but can you speak Spanish? I like to swim, climb and ride horses. It is difficult for me to write, zip my jacket and do other things with my hands. Please read number 2 and follow the directions.
Okay, number 2, hopefully you have a sock in front of you. You're going to put the sock on your non-dominant hand. And then we want you to pull out your phone and try to text someone, or tie your shoe, or unbutton a jacket, or other fine motor skills. Zip a zipper. Write your name. Get an idea of the challenges of that.
This is one reason that I am slower than you. I don't have a lot of control over my fingers and hands, and that makes me frustrated. Raise your hand if you have ever popped your knuckles, sucked your thumb, chewed on your pencil, or twirled your hair. We all do these habits when we are tired or stressed. When I am stressed, I rock and hum. We all do these habits when we are tired or stressed. When I am stressed, I rock and hum. We all do these habits when we are tired or stressed. When I am stressed, I rock and hum. I get stressed when I am in a crowd, when I hear loud noises, and even when I am bored. My favorite subject is reading. I love to learn. It just takes me longer to learn things, and I usually need lots of practice. Most of all, I like being around other kids and having people talk to me. Most of all, I like being around other kids and having people talk to me. Thank you. This concludes my speech. I will try to answer your questions.
Anybody have any questions?
Jack, what's your favorite thing in 4-H? Do you have a favorite activity or project in 4-H?
What's not your favorite thing? Favorite thing to do? It's not good.
I Like. This. I like this.
He likes speaking in front of people.
Yes, good job.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you. I won't take up too much of your time, but I would like to just say a few words about why 4-H is important to Jack and to me and my family. And there's basically two large focuses of that. And the first is we are building a community. We're building an inclusive community. And that is very difficult to find when you're raising a child with a disability. Our society likes to do special things for them. And it's my vision that he just learn and live with all of us as my typical daughter does. And 4-H allows us to do that because they're the same kids in our 4-H group are the same kids that he goes to school with. In our club, they learn more about Jack. They're becoming more comfortable with his mannerisms, and they learn how to support him so that they can support him when he's in the community as well. The second big thing is learning at its best, and nobody does that better than 4-H. I have a master's in education, and I just really believe in the elements that 4-H gives. First of all, the experiential learning and learning by doing meets the needs of all children. It is not reading, it's not learning by listening and auditory, but it's actually learning by doing. And anyone can enter a project with this many skills or this many skills, and they're still learning and growing, and that's really important. It's learning that's self-directed. It's not a curriculum that says, okay, you're 10 years old now you're supposed to learn what money looks like. My child will probably not learn it until it's important to him, and that won't be probably till high school when he wants to go buy things on his own. So different than the typical education system, it's self-directed, and that's what makes it fun, as many of you all know. I feel like I'm preaching to the crowd here, kind of the choir, but these are really important to us, and it's important to Jack because it really meets his learning style as well. Another favorite thing of why it's important is it's also at your own pace, which really works for us because as you listen to Jack, it takes him longer and he takes a lot more practice than typical children. And the other best thing that 4-H has as far as learning goes is alternative assessments. At school, your typical assessments are your paper and pencil tests, right? Well, here we have different assessments, and I don't know if I have some of those. But, in 4-H, you can do a project poster board, or you can build something to show what you learned, which, again, is exactly what we need in order to show what progress we've made. And so 4-H just really is important to Jack and to our family for those reasons, and I just encourage you all to continue to support it monetarily as well as with your own talents, whatever you can to give. So, yes.
What projects is Jack involved in?
Yes, that's a good question. Jack is involved with horses. He's in the horse project, and he is also involved in what we called the self-directed project this year. And that was, this is his self-directed project, was finding his voice. We actually just received a device exactly 1 year ago. It was summer of last year. So it's been an emphasis of us to get him to use it and for him to understand the power of communication, which he has done very successfully. He has given the Pledge of Allegiance in our club. He did this presentation at an Area Achievement Day. He will be giving it at the Regional Achievement Day. He also has given it in his class at school. And I know you guys don't know Jack very well, but I can tell that he just really enjoys having people listen to him and being the captive audience, which is unique that he doesn't get that opportunity. And most of the time everybody else is talking away and he's doing whatever he's doing. So yeah, good question. Any other questions? Yes.
Thank you, Jack.